We're team 4, we're JMS Design, and our product is the market cart. First, I will address the design problem, and that is that vehicles aren't efficient in an urban atmosphere since there could be no parking or it's expensive to park. So the residents resort to walking and sometimes using public transportation such as buses and subways. And the markets that we're designing to do not provide carts, like open markets such as, well, they have a less comfortable shopping experience because they don't have anything with them. They have to set down like their purse or their wallet to pick up, to give cash, because most of these markets deal in cash. And they have difficulty in transporting the purchases from the market and to home. Our attentional user is a middle-aged shopper in an urban environment, and the types of markets they would shop at are farmers market, fish market, flea market, street market, and shopping center. And the walkers and the public transit users.
So based on the sort of environments and users that we're expecting, we came up with a couple of design objectives. And mainly, the important thing is if you're taking this on a train or a bus or something, it needs to be easily collapsible, because if it's not, you're likely not to take it. So it needs to be lightweight and easily collapsible to a smaller size. It needs to be comfortable to use when uncollapsed. Obviously, if this cart isn't stable or anything like that, you're not going to want to use it. It needs to be low cost. That's something that we learned from our CBC analysis. Most of you guys answered that you would be willing to pay about $20, so we realized that we need to really try and cut costs as much as possible. And then again, when you're using it, it needs to be easily maneuverable and stable. And the bins on this cart need to be ideally removable and collapsible, just to aid again with the portability aspect of this. So we went into a little bit of the previous concepts, and the most common one is that wireframe cart that you see at the top right. This is sort of the only product that we could find that's readily available in the market, and it's got a lot of problems that we feel that we need to address. Some of the products on the bottom are pens that we found, and there are a bunch of products that try and address sort of a collapsible portable cart. Most of them fail to either have removable bins, or the bins are not well secured into the cart, or the collapsibility function is just not as good as we would like it to. So things like smaller bins or good collapsibility are things that we really need to aim to, and none of the products really that are out there right now satisfy that need. So that's sort of our justification for pursuing this design. So first step that we did was to generate concepts. We did this via design matrix, where we sort of outlined the functions that this cart needed to do, and listed off a bunch of ways that we can do this, and that's sort of an example shown in the design matrix over there. And then we kind of mix and match these functions to come up with a variety of concepts. And these are the 4 concepts that we ended up arriving to, and then the next slide shows how we decided on the one that we are now pursuing.
Yeah, so basically what we did is we utilized the view chart. We picked design criteria that we control at this stage of the game. And basically, the triangular cart one, what the heck is the triangular cart real quick? So this guy won. And I guess we weren't convinced by the score. We go back. We were on a 10-point scale, and so I guess the difference is here. I mean, 11 points on a 10-point scale, we weren't necessarily convinced or sold on the idea that the triangular cart, necessarily won or was the best solution. So what we did is we kind of looked at areas that we thought we could, room for improvement. And the triangular cart, triangular cart we felt had the most room for improvement based on the next slide. Basically, we just altered it by throwing this angled handle that slides up through this main beam here, so that when you pull up on the handle, this wheel right here moves up, and the hinges at all these different beams, as you continue to pull up on the handle, these sides swing down, and you have a fully collapsed cart. You can see that we jumped the score up by 20 points. And so I guess what's next for us is CAD modeling to kind of, hash out the geometries. We'll do some tests to figure out what kind of loads are going to be on this cart, and do some finite element analysis to see the stresses kind of, and do some studies on ergonomics and sustainability. And we feel like the biggest challenge is going to be the dynamics and geometry of collapsing process, as far as the complexity of the joints and things like that. So I guess that's it. You guys have any questions?
What are the size of the card? Is it comparable to the normal cards?
We want it to be pretty small, so probably, no bigger than those wireframe shopping carts that you see normally. Definitely not the size of like a normal shopping cart at a grocery store. And we want it to collapse into something that ideally you can fit into a bag and probably hold on your back, so that it's easy to get onto a bus or walk around.
So for the drawing that you showed of the T card, it looks like it might have a lot of ability to kind of tilt side to side. If you're taking it like through a city, you're gonna have some bumpy roads and the wheels look kind of small. Have you thought about how you're gonna address the stability of things when you have a full cart?
I guess that's something that we didn't really consider too much. I guess one option maybe, this is just throwing something out there, but maybe throwing some angle brackets on that could collapse or something of that nature. But yeah, that's kind of a concern that we didn't really think too much about it.
Yeah, I know you guys talked about collapse. Some days it's collapsible and some they can put in the bag. I'm wondering, did you guys think about weight?
Yeah, that's actually one of our biggest concerns. We want to make it, I think we're aiming right now for something about 15 pounds. And it might be hard to balance a light cart with a low-cost cart, so that's another one of our big challenges, and that's going to be a lot of material selection and making sure we can get away with the least amount of material to still satisfy all the load requirements, but minimize on weight.
I noticed in your design criteria, you don't have anything as far as how much it can hold. So, I guess it's not really drawn in the drawing where you actually put the groceries.
Yeah, we had a little, our prototype got towed away in one of our team members' cars this morning, so we kind of had to make this last minute sketch. So yeah, I guess this isn't ideal. We kind of threw it together. This sketch together at the last minute, but
You didn't take pictures?
what's that?
You didn't take any photos?
No, we have photos of the
How
other.
many times I told you,
Yeah.
take photos.
Another thing with the bin size, that's something that we tried to address in our survey. We weren't exactly sure what a user wanted as far as how many bins, if they preferred a fewer number of bigger bins or a couple of smaller bins, and trying to tailor how many items a person would use at a farmer's market. So we obviously don't want to make this cart excessively large for the purposes. So we're still trying to play around with bin design and volume and stuff.
We were planning on addressing the design more during the second survey, because this one we were trying to pin down our user and find out exactly which scenario and which markets we'd be going for.
One last question.
I know you guys mentioned you guys are worried about the whole weight and the price thing. So what kind of materials have you guys considered so far? Or are you guys thinking about?
I guess I was thinking just two balloon loop.
Yeah.
So
Maybe plastics, I don't know. If maybe it's probably not usable for the frame, but for other items that don't maybe take as much load, it would be possible to use some sort of harder plastics to cut down on weight.
we had for the reverse engineering exercise, we had that stroller that was no more, it was no bigger and more complex than what we're thinking. And it was made of 8-inch wall thickness, 2 balloon loops, and weighed about 8 pounds.
Okay, thank you.